Good morning, welcome to the Kokoda Challenge, Sunshine Coast here in Kenilworth. Obviously we're very excited about having our first event up here on the Sunshine Coast, but obviously there are a lot of details that we do need to go over. First of all, COVID. Even though COVID hopefully is beginning to leave us, it's still very important that if you have any symptoms that possibly could be COVID, we would ask you to obviously be mindful of that and go and see your doctor before coming to the event. Pre-registration, where you're able to pick up your race bibs and t-shirts, will be at the Kenilworth Community Hall, just opposite the State Community College, where the event village will be held. The start times for the races, 7 o'clock is for the 48, 9 o'clock is for the 30 kilometre, and the 18 will start at 11 o'clock. We do ask for you to obviously be there in plenty of time, so if you can arrive an hour plus before your event time starts, this would be very much appreciated. On the course, this is obviously our first time going through the Imbil State Forest, and as with all our courses, we are using fire trails and tracks throughout the course. Even though the forest is being closed off for our event, there could possibly still be vehicles in there which would be emergency vehicles, so we do ask you to be mindful when walking through the course, if there are vehicles there, to keep to the side of the trails and walk on the verge. And when you are walking out around the tracks, what you're looking for is our Kokoda Challenge signage, which will give you directional arrows forward, left or right, and this will be at every major intersection. We also this year have our new tree tinsels, and as you can see they are colour coded, with red being the longest distance, yellow being the middle distance and blue being the shortest distance. So you just need to make sure that you follow these, and these will be situated every 100 to 150 metres. And the important part is when you are walking around the course, if you haven't seen a sign or tinsel for a little while, then maybe you have gone off course. So stop, go back on yourself until you find Kokoda signage, because obviously we want you to be safe out there. For the 48 kilometres walkers, obviously there's a support crew checkpoint, will be at the Stirling Crossing Equestrian Centre. Just before there is a creek crossing, and you will get wet feet, I'm afraid, but hey, with the way the weather is at the moment, I'm sure you're going to get wet feet anyway. Obviously you will have your race bibs, and inside your race bibs are timing chips, and it's very important that when you pass through the timing gates that you do so as a team. As we always point out to you, this is a team event and we ask you to stay together. You should be always no more than 100 metres separated, but your teammates always need to be in a line of sight. And when you pass through the timing gate, as I said, it will be together as a team. You will not be allowed to pass through the gate until all your team are together. Inside your race bibs, there is an emergency number for you to call. Obviously, if it is an emergency, we would just ask you to call 000, but if it's a non-emergency, you can call the number inside your race bibs. We also ask you to download the emergency app, because by using this app you can download the coordinates of where you're actually located and pass these details onto the emergency services, who would then be able to find you. As always, SES support us and QAS with our events, and we are there to obviously make sure that everyone has a safe event. Situated throughout the course are toilets, but if you do happen to get caught short in between the checkpoints, obviously please make sure you dig a hole about 30 centimetres deep, and make sure that you cover, dig a hole and then cover the hole back up, so as we're not leaving any traces of you behind. And with that, also at the checkpoints there are water stations for you to fill up your water bottles. Very important to keep hydrated out there. Rules of the event: you must stay within a 30-second to 100-metre gap of each other. You cannot continue with less than 3 members, and if not, you must wait to join another team. If you are unable to join another team, you must withdraw. I know it is a timed event, but getting to the finishing line together as a solid team is the most important part of the event. School teams must always have an adult leader with them, and the team must always be in sight of each other. What to do when withdrawing? You must withdraw from a checkpoint and inform our lovely volunteers who will advise you how you will be collected. During the event, you are our responsibility and we must control when and where you can be collected. This is a health and safety issue, so please do not get picked up without our say-so. You can advise your support crew that you are dropping out, and we will advise you to tell them where to be picked up, as it's Kokoda's responsibility to move you. Pick-up zones will only be at the support crew area at the Stirling Cross Equestrian Centre. No matter how much you are hurting, do not allow yourself to be picked up by your support and loved ones without our say-so. Reasons for disqualification. Support crew or family members attending a non-approved checkpoint or picking up competitors out on the course must enter the checkpoint together as a team. If more than a minute gap between team members, a warning will be given, and if it happens again, your team will be disqualified. If you are an adult supervisor, you must supervise your team and keep them together. They must always be in your line of sight. If a team drops a teammate because they are a little bit slower than the rest of the team, this is not in the spirit of Kokoda. And remember, they do tell us when we pick them up. Those of you who have found parking or training in prohibited areas, as outlined on our website, will be disqualified prior to the event with no refund issued. As you are aware, obviously we are going out into the national parks, so please respect the national parks and private lands. Do not break branches or remove plants. And please make sure that no rubbish or food scraps are left behind. What goes into the national park must come out the national park. The Kokoda Youth Foundation supports the national parks, and the only footprints we want you to leave behind are the ones from your boots. So to summarise the Kokoda challenge: courage, to step outside your comfort zone and stand up for what is important. Endurance, to stay the journey and never give up. Mateship, to act with integrity, embrace diversity and have each other's back. Sacrifice, to serve a cause greater than self. And our mission, to change lives through the spirit of Kokoda. Thank you, good luck and enjoy the event.